This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Philip writes, a great question here since WrestleMania season is upon us. What was your favorite WrestleMania match that you agented for? Now, you've told us before that you really thought a lot of the WrestleMania 23 way with Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Chris Benoit. Is there another WrestleMania match that stands out?
Anytime that you're involved in a WrestleMania main event, and I had so many because I had John for all those years, and John was always in a feature match. There's really, and I know that it almost seems like I have selective memory, but I don't. But when you're in big matches with John Cena and you're in storylines, which puts him, involved with the top heels of whatever time period you want to talk about, whoever was being featured was working their way up as a heel to work with Cena. That was the top guy for, probably a decade or more. All those matches, if you named them off for me, I would probably be able to give you more details, but it was always WrestleMania was Christmas morning, it was payday. All your work for the entire year was culminating on WrestleMania Day. So, they started to, there were so many matches and so many angles and so many opponents. It's hard to even remember who they were. But anytime you have the opportunity to have a top match and have some input into it and see that your ideas worked and you got 90,000 people screaming and raising hell, it's mighty rewarding. I would just say that any match that I was ever involved in that I saw top talent take some of my suggestions when they didn't have to, they could pretty much do whatever they wanted, and see that stuff work for them. That's the reward that I got the last 20 years of the business because I was unable to wrestle. That was my niche in the business, to be able to help guys just get better, even guys that were on top. And that's the best answer I could probably give you.
JW writes in an interesting question, one that we get different variations of quite a bit. When you were a producer for WWE, what are the steps that you took to put a match together with the wrestlers? So just walk us through sort of the process.
Well, you got to know how much time you got. You got to know where you are on the show. You got to know if these guys are in an angle, or is this just a cold match that's just put out there to get a winner and a loser. You got to survey all the surroundings around that match. Then you got to find out how much time you have, if it's a 1-segment match, or is it a 2-segment match, which means you're going to have a 3-minute break there in the middle, which you have to account for as far as your strategy going into that break. What are you going to do that's going to hook the audience so that 3 minutes later, they're there when you get back? That's the main thing. You want them, if they turn the channel for that commercial break, to come back so that you get that full number and you get the conclusion of the story. Then you got to figure out what guys do well. And, if the opponent or the combatants, however you want to put it, have not done their homework and they don't know to stay away from this or go to that or work to a guy's strengths or work away from his weaknesses, that's what you're there for, to have that information and to help them along and what their strategy is going to be putting the match together.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.